Okay, so now we're out here in the area of the creek where we're going to build the treehouse. And this is why I bought my house, honestly, that a lot of people don't realize when Susan found it initially. But this is the creek that goes through our backyard, basically. And it leads to the Harpeth River, just right around the corner. That's a little corner right there, probably another couple hundred yards, and this dumps into the Harpeth River. So when the Harpeth River flooded a few years ago, this creek backed up and our place was actually flooded. But it's like a once in a 1,000-year event is what they calculated. So, and we have flood insurance now, so it's all good. And it's beautiful to be by this beautiful creek. I go out here after spending, days out as a cop, seeing all the crazy things that cops see and all the disconnect and bad things of the streets, and I get to come out here and this is how I decompress a lot of times. I bring my baby right there. That's Rachel. Rachel! Hey, baby. So that's my baby, and we walk out here together and just decompress in the area, which, interestingly enough, if you look up there, there's a wall. That's Home Depot. That's the back of Home Depot on Highway 70. So it's real convenient because if we need anything for this treehouse project, Home Depot's right there. We can literally walk across the stream and there's a building supply store. So talk about convenience to where you think you'd be out in the middle of nowhere, which you kind of are because it's really pretty out here, but you're right there next to Home Depot. So anyways, but this is a beautiful spot. As you can see, the creek, you kind of get to see the creek and the land around it. And Rachel, my dog. And actually, see, one of the things we do when we come out here is we play fetch. There's these big pools of water. Watch this. Rachel, you ready to go? You ready to go? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. And she loves jumping in and swimming around in that deep water, and we play fetch. And I know I'm getting off track, but I guess I'm just trying to show the beauty that's out here between, taking my dog and having this amazing creek in Bellevue, which is rare to, when you're really in a city, to have this right in your backyard. Anyways, there's a long-winded way of saying that this is why we chose the location of this. And as you can start seeing across the river, with this vision of a treehouse that are overlook the creek in this beautiful environment, it's a really nice spot. It's high up. You can look down on the creek even when the creek rises, which, during a big rain, this would be like 4 or 5 feet high. So you can look down on that, and you can, of course, look down here and see the curve there where Rachel is and all that. It's a great place to play. It's a great view, but so the vision is to have the treehouse right there, and what I've done there is just scabbed in the frame. It's I'll get closer in a minute, but the frame's kind of scabbed in. It's not safe. It's just kind of pinned in to give you a vision of what I'm trying to accomplish. From here forward, what I'm going to do is walk up closely and show you what I've got. But basically, that would be the floor and the floor design of the proposed treehouse. And then what I need help, of course, is to make sure that that's really safe. Number one, that it doesn't collapse when kids are playing or anybody. So number one, make it safe, make sure it's really in the trees good and together and all that. And then from there, basically just building up with a railing and and a staircase going up to it. So anyways, I'll walk across the creek here and I'll show you up close what I need help with. Okay, I had to pause the tape for a second because I had to take my shoes off so I didn't get them all wet as I crossed the creek here. Rachel, well, she's already wet. She doesn't care, but anyways, so now that I'm walking across the creek, we can look upstream and see, how pretty it is that way. And then here's the treehouse that kind of overlooks this part of the creek. I built it high up so that even there's really no amount of flood water that would ever reach that high. I mean, not, again, unless we had like 1,000-year flood, but the kids wouldn't be out in it. But normal, even heavy rainfalls would never get close to that level. So it'll always be above. It's looking down, and it's not quite a triangle, but it's basically the floor pattern. I'll just kind of get close. Bear with me here as I walk around barefoot. Okay. So you can see there's the tree. And up above, I got a crossboard just giving support to the top. And but the main floor is these next two 2x12s or whatever I'm using up there. They come across these two trees, and as they go back, they actually widen out a little bit because the two trees in back are wider apart. So what it makes is, in other words, the end here at this side will be smaller than the back end, which will be bigger. I'll walk around to the back. And you can see the back is a lot bigger because these trees are wider apart. So it's not a perfect square. It's kind of a trapezoid, I guess. I can't remember if that's the right term. But anyways, so I've got it pinned in with a few nails, but it wouldn't be safe to walk on. It's just up there to kind of, you know, get a start for the vision. So number one, I need help, you know, fastening these boards to the tree and to each other in a way that really makes it safe, that ensures we're not going to have any kind of failure where people get hurt when they're playing on it. So obviously safety number one, but then number two is just, you know, outright beauty. What I want to do is, you know, obviously use some kind of plywood or whatever to make the floors. It'll come out to the edge here. So when you're up top, you're in the trees if you want to be, but you can also walk out, and this is kind of like a balcony. So it's kind of neat. And I was thinking, when it's inside the 4 trees, maybe we could build a roof, so that would be the inside part of the tree house, you know, with windows and all. And then when you come out here, it'd be an open deck with a railing. So out here, it's basically just a deck with a railing, and then just inside, the only difference is we just put on a roof. I don't think we need to build walls. It's just, you know, but it would be covered, like you could get out of the rain if it was raining. And that's basically it. And then, of course, at the end, you know, Ellie, you know, when we get close to, you know, being done, you know, if Ellie wants to make some suggestions that just little girl things that would mean a lot to her, that are not a big deal, it wouldn't cost a lot of money or effort, but at the same time would just personalize it for her, I think it would mean a lot to her. And the only other thing I would say structurally and from a design standpoint is that I'd like this tree house to be accessible not just to, like, you know, strong, agile children like my, you know, 11-year-old daughter Ellie, or 12 years old, I'm forgetting now. Anyways, but if a little kid wanted to come, or even an adult who wanted to come out here and actually walk up into the tree house and just, you know, enjoy it, it would be really fun for that to happen. But adults, you know, are not going to want to climb a staircase like what I have here. You know, this is for a normal kid, you know, just putting boards across and they sort of, you know, monkey their way up and, you know, and so on. But I'm thinking if it would be possible, you know, is to, you know, to build a little staircase here that's just more friendly, you know, with like a railing that doesn't go straight up, but goes more like steps, so that, you know, people that are less agile could still get up there and see what it's like, to make it accessible to all ages for the most part. And the stairway up to this would be a critical point in all that. So that's it, an accessible staircase, help me just make it safe to begin with, everything. And then, you know, maybe put a roof on the inside of these 4 trees. And then on the outside of, you know, when it goes outside on that side of those 2 trees, you know, facing the creek, it would not be covered. It would just have a nice, you know, railing. So that's the vision. So I've got a $500 budget for this. I think we can probably do this for that. I mean, it's not a lot of stuff to do. It's more of me just, you know, sharing the vision that I'm looking for. But if we go a little bit over 500, that's, I mean, you know, that's fine. I'm just trying to ballpark the expense of where I'm trying to keep this at. So anyways, that's the vision, and let me know what you think.